Traders, what is going on? Excited. You guys are here today. Got a good one for you guys today. We're going into depth into the hotkeys I use. Now, why are these hotkeys so important? Well, for one, I have automatic risk and automatic sizing in place. And this is something that not everybody understands. And I'm going to go in depth here into the hotkeys I use, but just think about this. Trading without a stop, whether that's in your hotkey or not, is essentially like driving a car without brakes. And you're always going to be worrying that, well, I may need these brakes and I may not apply them. Same thing with stops. It's like you're always worried you may blow up. You may blow up. Well, you're doing all the worrying. When you have stops in place, whether that's hotkey, manual, or not, you no longer have to do the worrying. The stops do the worrying for themselves. So traders, we're going to get into depth into these hotkeys. I want to help you guys out as much as possible. Before we begin, hit that like button, guys. Took me a little bit of time to make this video. I really appreciate the support, traders. Let's get straight into it. Okay, traders, here we are, excited to get into this. I really think it's going to be incredibly beneficial to you guys. Now, if some of you already use hotkeys and you have some added thoughts or things that may benefit the guys, leave them in the comment section below. Always down to help everyone out. So I want to show you guys an example of me using these hotkeys first so that you can see how they work. So let's get straight into that video. Okay, traders, before we get started on this video, it's a time lapse like we've been doing, just shrunken up into about 3 minutes. That's going off of the first 30 minutes of the market open, which is when these trades took place. Had 5 trades. On 5 tickers, and was red on just one of them. Cut it a little bit early. Let's go ahead and start this video right now. And my first trade of the day is going to be IRBT. Now, this is similar to that hangover play we did yesterday. Just shortening into that pop at the open, was overextended yesterday. Going to let that one play a little bit around, just taking the single entry, then focusing on something else. And see, I'm red on it quite a bit. A lot of these I start red on. PINS, you saw, I just got 2 bottom ticks on that one, the chart right below IRBT. I went ahead and did both my entries on that one. SYNA, get a little overextended as well. Went ahead and took a short on that one, straight off the intensity scanners. So when I'm in all these, I'm looking at my P&L. I'm looking at my P&L a lot as well, just so I can manage these trades a little bit better. Knowing my max risk is $45, which gives me confidence, gives me ease of mind coming into the market each and every day, knowing the max I can lose on an individual trade is $45. I can make more than that on the trade. I don't have a stop as far as my profit goes, and in fact, I do make more than that on a couple of these trades like PINS. I scale out of that along the way, so I've already taken $16 off the table of PINS already, and that one's continuing to work right now as well. IRBT, that one's just consolidating, leaving that one alone for now. Excuse me, SYNA, actually a little bit red on that one. Went ahead and took an ad on it, allowed that one to get up to that $45 risk if it wanted to, but it did not. Took CCJ on the bottom right chart. That one ended up getting a bottom tick, but because I was managing many of these trades at once, I never really took any profit off the table as far as that one goes. That one actually ended up being my red trade on the day. So just my eyes are on the scanners, my eyes are on the charts, looking at what each and every one of them's doing. My eyes are on the P&L, scaling out along the way. I'm managing 5 at one time right now, which, like I said, is helpful for me. It's beneficial for me, so I'm not so focused and married to one that I can see things a little bit more objectively. If one's not working, I just cut it, instead of just sitting there and staying with it and fighting it, working harder at it. This has really helped me out as far as that goes. Just being able to focus on many at one time, managing many at the same time. So ended up being 4 out of 5 today. KAR. KAR is one I got. That one popped up out of nowhere. Absolutely loved that one. That was my kind of mistake on the day. I didn't get my second add to it. And then I was single entry, single exit. I took it really quick. Should have scaled out of that one. Been flexible with the profit expectations there. I say it a lot, guys. Mark Douglas said it. Be very rigid with your rules, flexible with your expectations. That's how we got to be. And this is really giving me confidence every single day when I walk up here, is knowing max, I'm only losing 45 bucks. That's it. You know, I'm taking the high probability setups, taking the pocket pair aces, kings, queens, all that stuff, but I still have max risk. You know, I'm not just going all in on one stock. That's what I used to do, just put too many chips onto the table with one stock. No longer doing that anymore, focusing on many stocks, many tables in the casino. Proficiency is key, and it's really been beneficial to me. Hope you guys have been learning something from these videos. It's just taking many different setups. There we have it, traders. Now let's get into how exactly we set these hotkeys up. I'm going to leave this hotkey that I use in the description below, so you guys can look at it and kind of tailor it to your own personal trading style, because sometimes these are a little bit hard to throw in here. I was emailing DOS back and forth getting these set up. My mentor helped me get these set up as well over at Intensity Stockwatch. I use these in tandem with the Intensity Stockwatch scanners, as you guys saw from that video. And it works very well because the scanners provide me with optimal entry points for reversals. Whether that's on the upside or downside, it shows us overbought and oversold stocks in those conditions, and then that's when I start getting an entry. I have partnered with the guy who created the scanners. We're really good friends, and he wants to help you guys out as well. He told me I could share all this information. He helped me get all this set up, and you guys get 33% off of those scanners in the description below if you want. Like I said in the video, I'm taking a couple entries, and my initial entry is going to be $750 worth of shares. Now, why is that important? Because whatever you want to do, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 is consistent sizing across the board. So you're no longer just throwing 500 shares there, 2,000 shares there. It's really going to help with your consistency. And where do you do that at? Well, in DOS, that's going to be right here, 750 divided by price. You can do 1,000 divided by price. You can do whatever you want. So right now we're going to be setting this up for a buy order. And now with this hotkey, you have to manually enter this in. And I don't know why. I was emailing back and forth with DOS, and they said, you know, everything that I wanted was not, you know, in these boxes that you could just automate. So I had to manually enter some things in here, and you don't press build script. So what you do is you're going to copy and paste this in here, adjust some numbers, and then just press commit. Just because build script is going to do from this all this automated stuff right here, but you're going to want to enter it in manually. So what I did here was my first little hotkey right here is CXL ALLSYMB semicolon. And what that does is when I press this hotkey, I have it set to Shift 2. It's going to remove all other orders I have on this stock. So if I were trying to get in, I had a few other limit orders on the stock. It's just going to eliminate all other orders, and this is going to take precedence over those. This is going to be my only order. So it just deletes all other orders on this stock. So that's what I wanted. Route is limit. You guys can do market. You can do limit. This is how I have it set up. I have my hotkey right now set up for limit bid. You can do limit last price. You can do limit ask price. You can do market. But I wanted to get in on the bid when I'm buying the stock. So that's what I had set, limit bid. So that way I'm not market ordering in and getting executed at a price, you know, that I didn't want, because that could take you out 5 or 10 cents off of the bid. Price equals round 2. What this means is price being round 2. I kept getting some error messages previously, and I was emailing DOS back and forth, and they said change your price to round 2, because what was happening is I was getting executed at like a weird decimal number, and it actually wouldn't execute me. It would say error message, this price doesn't exist. So round 2 just means it'll round it up for you. So I can make this really complicated, but all it means is with round 2, if you want to get executed at $1, it's going to take you out at $1. It's not going to take you out at like $1.0001 because that doesn't even exist. So it tries to do that sometimes when you're doing like share price 500 divided by price or 750 divided by price. What you want to do is just round. So that way it just rounds it to a number that it can execute you at. In accounts, obviously, you're going to be your account number. I got that start out. I'm at CMEG. You guys already know. Love CMEG. Buy equals send. So this is going to send your order out. Now, what's next for me is a trigger order. So after you guys get this set up, let's say you're doing $750 position, divide by price, and it sends to your account, and it's a buy send order, and you get executed. Now what we want to do is trigger a stop order. So we triggered this stop order. This is exactly what you guys want to type in. So upon entering the position, it triggers a stop. A stop type market. So you want this to be market order, not a limit order, just because if this thing starts dropping, you just want to get taken out at the best available price. And the stop price is going to be average cost times 0.98. And this is what they don't have down in here. So when you're trying to build a script, they don't have average cost times like a percentage. So you have to manually enter this in. And all this is 2% risk. So if you guys want 3% risk, you do 0.97. If you want 4% risk, 0.96. If you're short selling and all this is set up on the short side, you would want this to be 1.02 for 2% risk, 1.03 for 3% risk. And this works magically. So account, sell, quantity, your entire position is good through the day. So upon entering a position, it's going to automatically trigger a stop order at 2% risk off of your position. So let's just say you get into a stock at $10 and you use this hotkey. Well, as soon as you get executed at $10, it's going to automatically put a stop loss order in for the 2% risk, which is going to be what? 2% risk on a $10 entry is what? 1% times $10 is 10 cents, times 2 is 20 cents. So it's going to be 20-cent risk. So you get stopped out at $9.80, which would be what? That would be a $15 loss because your entry was $750 position. What's 2% of $750? $15. Now you guys can set this up however you want. I had one hotkey set up for $750 position, another hotkey set up for a $1,500 position, so I could kind of scale into it, and that would be a $2,250 position times 2% is $45. So from the video you guys saw, that's what I was doing. There would be no trigger order on my initial position. That would just be $750, and then I'd add to it $1,500 with the trigger order. So you guys can set this up however you want, but it works great because you have defined risk and you have defined consistent position sizing. So this is consistency across the board, which means what? Your P&L should start looking consistent. And this really has helped me out, and I think it's going to really help you guys out. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And obviously you guys can be scaling out along the way as far as the profits go. Just scaling out, take half, then take a quarter, then take another quarter. You can set a trail order. I did a video on trail orders, which really help out as far as the profits go. So you guys set this up however you want. Thank you so much for watching the video. Love you guys. Hit the like button, traders. Hit the subscribe button. We will see you all next time.